Hey gang, welcome to the Harmonica Man channel, where we talk about harmonica, play harmonica, and do a little bit of jackassery. Today I'm going to tell you a little bit of stuff that I experienced, a story from the road, and this is a new segment that I'd like you all to join in with me about, and send in your stories from when you're on the road, or you know somebody who was, or you met a famous person at some point in time and they talk to you and whatever. Just, it's your story. But this is mine anyways. When I was first starting out, I wasn't really starting out. I just never played on stage a whole bunch. So I was doing open mic nights while I was in the military. About once a week I'd go to the blues bar. There's a little place called Our Place. It's destroyed now, but it's just a little hole in the wall and back alley somewhere. And it could only fit like maybe, I don't know, 60, 70 people at a time. And just a tiny place. But it was on the Chitlin circuit. You know, it was one of those go-through places. It wasn't a big concert hall or anything where the stars showed up and played and the old bluesmen. But they did anyways, once in a while, stop in there. Well, one night I went in for open mic night, and there's this old guy in a brown suit, and he was a black man, and he was all weathered, and he looked ancient and had the hat and everything. You know, he just looked like a blues man basically. Well, he was up there playing, and he wasn't hosting, but he was playing along with the band, and everybody could get up there and have a chance playing a couple songs with him, per what open mic does. And he just, kept the tips and stuff. Well, anyways, when it was my turn to get up there, I was just really nervous because I hadn't been out and played open mic for a long time, and I had a problem with the stage fright thing still. And even though I've been playing since I was a little kid, for some strange reason, it got serious, and then I got nervous. So this guy kind of helped me out. He was, he said, "Hey kid," or whatever the hell he called me, and said, "Hey, this is what you got to do to get rid of that stage fright." He said, "Take that nervous energy and turn it into positive energy." And I'm like, "Well, what do you mean?" I mean, that really doesn't make much sense. And he's like, "Well, just think of it as you got a bunch of dogs on leads. So they're wanting to hunt, and they're wanting to get out there. They're all excited, and they're pulling every which way and all that stuff. And once you let them loose, they all go in the one direction to wherever they pick up that scent." And I'm like, "Okay." So, and he's like, "Yeah, you just got to treat your stage fright the same way. To hell with everybody out there and what the hell they're looking at and everything, because they're not up here, you are. So ignore them. Don't even think there's an audience there, and just cut loose and take that nervous energy and just make it fly right out of you like you're cutting them dogs loose on them leads." And that was probably the best advice that I've had for being on stage probably ever. I haven't really had much other experience other than just observing what other people have done and having some stage presence about them and performing and having a little bit of excitement going on, telling jokes, interacting with the audience, stuff like that. I just picked up on stuff like that along the way and used my imagination to have fun with everybody, to make that connection. You do one soul to another when you're playing the blues. But that's my story. And if you want to write in your story, make sure you edit it a little bit, and get it, use Grammarly or something like that. It's free. There's several free programs for checking your grammar and all that other stuff. And then email it to me, and I'll read it off here on the channel here, so everybody can hear your story. If you want to stay anonymous, that is fine too. I won't mention your name, and chances are I won't mention your last name to begin with, just out of respect, so other people aren't trying to look you up and bug you about things in any way, because people are weird that way. Once you get on YouTube, it's on. It's not necessarily the most regulated, nice place you can do things, but this channel is. So send in your stuff and edit it halfway decent. Tell us a good story, whatever you got going on from the road, whether you be you on the road, your cousin, friend, story you heard from your grandpa, or somebody else was on the road that came and you saw in concert someplace and met them personally or whatever. That's fine too. Just make it interesting, and I'll share it. And in the description below is always my email where you can get a hold of me. And if you want to support me and make this channel better, go for the list. I have a wish list for Amazon down below, or I have a PayPal account, you know, for donations and stuff. And you know, I'm not begging for money and stuff. I hate that shit. But you know, just if you feel like it. Everybody's struggling. Everybody's going through stuff right now, especially just before the election. We got about a week to go before presidential election, so it's just getting kind of silly. Anyways, down below, email, and as always, remember,